You are too beautiful, my dear, to be true.
Hi everybody, it's a Friday night and time for another cocktail and another review. Tonight's cocktail is a classic created in Cuba in 1900, and it's called a Cuba Libre. And a Cuba Libre is a little bit different than a rum and Coca-Cola. Rum and Coca-Cola is just rum and Coke. But a Cuba Libre, you can see in there is you take a whole lime, you juice it, then you cut up all of the rind and you put that into the glass with the juice, and you add 1¼ ounces or 1½ ounces of rum, and then you mull that. Mull that means that you grind it down and make it into like a pulp, and you get it all around the edge of the glass, and then you add the ice and the rum. And I, of course, had to put my little cherry on top there to make it taste delicious. You can see the pieces of the rind moving up through the glass. So let's see how it tastes. Cuba Libre. Oh my God, that's so good. That is really delicious. It's very different from a rum and Coke, and I highly recommend it for a really refreshing cocktail with a little bit of a bite. And also the Cuba Libre really took off during the Prohibition time from 1920 on, and was very popular from Palm Beach to 29 Palms, and it's definitely a classic drink. Tonight, it's all about the rose. There have been so many famous sayings and things written about roses, from "A rose is a rose is a rose" by Gertrude Stein to William Shakespeare's immortal lines from Romeo and Juliet. Oh, be some other name. What isn't a name? That which we call a rose, by any other name would smell as sweet. And there you have it. So, what's going on tonight? Well, and why is it connected to a rose? Well, it's time for the Olfactif September presentation, and as it would have it, the theme is rose. And they presented 3 different rose perfumes. First one is Lady Vengeance by Juliet Has a Gun. How appropriate, Juliet. A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. It is how they classify it at Olfactif is that it is charming, sensual, and romantic. It's very sparse on the notes, only 3. And those notes are Bulgarian rose, vanilla, and patchouli. Let's try it and see what we think. Here we go. Now, as a lot of you know, I'm not a fan of roses in perfumes. Usually I get nothing but kind of a synthetic, sharp, unrealistic rose sensation from most perfumes, probably from my very bad run-in with tea rose back in the 70s, which was a very popular perfume, and girls wear it in the discos. It would just reek of the tea rose, and I think that probably ruined me for life. But back to this one. It's very soft and subtle. This Bulgarian rose is not thorny at all. It's not sweet, but it has a sweet feeling behind it, kind of a, well, I guess like they said, romantic. So I think I'm buying what they're saying about this particular one. It is romantic. It's quite lovely. On to the next one, which is Rose Cut by Anne Girard Perfumes. And Olfactif describes it as velvety, spicy, and comforting. The notes are aldehydes, rum. How appropriate. Pink pepper, rose, peony, patchouli, vanilla, oak moss, benzoin absolute. Velvety, spicy, and comforting. So we'll try it and see what we think of rose cut. Well, I have to say, this one is not a hit with me. It's the kind of rose that just rolls my eyes back in my head and it makes me gasp. I'm sorry, I just don't like this one. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm going to have to scrub this off afterwards. Definitely not up my alley. The third one is Mohair by Neela Vermeer Creations. It's described by Olfactif as refined, intricate, and mysterious. It's packed full of notes. The notes include cardamom, coriander, ambrette, carrot, pink pepper, elemi oil, Turkish rose, jasmine, violet, orris, hawthorn, almond milk accord, leather, sandalwood, patchouli, oud, benzoin, vanilla, and tonka bean. Now I have to tell you that I have become acquainted with Neela Vermeer through my blog, and she sent me wonderful samples to try out all of her line. I've written several reviews on some of them. I'll put a link down below. You might want to especially to pay attention to my review of Bombay Bling. It's quite fun. But she's a great personality, a wonderful woman, and she even sent me Parisian chocolates with a sample one time. I mean, how sweet is that? And the Mohair is one of my favorites, so I've already tried it. So we're going to try it again, and I'll give you some fresh point of view on it. Now this is a rose that is imperial and regal in its presentation. And it is just so surrounded with the most beautiful notes of sandalwood. It just really makes it creamy kind of, well, there's vanilla in there too. That just, it's so beautiful. It's packed full of notes, as I said, and they develop as the time goes on. And it is just one of my favorite fragrances. So I just really have to give this one 5 platinum stars. It's so beautiful. And it's just, you know, Neela is from India and lives in Paris, so she has kind of blended the wonderful smells and the history of India. Each perfume has a historical connotation from the Emperor Ashoka, who was the first emperor of India and united India, to Bombay Bling, which is all about modern India. And the Mohair is just stunning, just beautiful. So she really puts a lot of effort and thought in behind her perfumes, and she's blended the East with the great perfume traditions of France. So there we have the 3 roses. One is a hit. First one is okay, and the middle one, I'm sorry to say, is a dud for me. But that is this month's presentation of Olfactif, and you can certainly check out the link below to check out Olfactif's website and join if you like to get 3 samples a month of beautiful perfumes. So this is Lander Smith saying, wear what you love and not what they say you like. And I'll talk to you later.